everybody to Ascension and Astrology. My name is Janet Hickox. I am the astrologer half of the Ascension and Astrology.
I'm Kornelia Stephanie, and I help women manifest money, perfect relationships, and live in freedom.
I love it, Cornelia.
Yeah, I've been working on my line. I've been working on my line lately, and I just want to get it really, really clear and really, really clean. Exactly what it is that I do, so a third grader could understand it.
I think you're getting closer. You're getting closer. So hopefully everybody out there is having a good day. Most of you are probably aware that yesterday's video never got produced, and that's because Facebook and some major mess up that they're into. I don't know. I can't even play the video myself. So that's very odd. Facebook may be undergoing some kind of, I don't know, retrograde problem.
Or maybe they're doing an upgrade, or who knows what Facebook is up to, but it was taking a long time loading. That was the thing. It was taking a long time loading. So I couldn't access certain,
I don't know, it was
messages and different things.
Hey, can I ask you a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you sing Happy Birthday?
Can we both sing?
I could sing it with you.
Okay.
Because I just see that.
Whose birthday?
It's Vanita's birthday today, and she just joined in. I sent her birthday greetings earlier today, and I told her that you could sing.
We could both sing.
We could both sing.
Okay, let's do it.
Ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Vanita. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Rah, rah. Yay.
Wow.
Cheers.
We just rocked that song.
Totally. Many blessings to you. Happy birthday.
So we hope you are having a wonderful day, Vanita. And thank you for, joining us here on your birthday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Absolutely.
So let's just check in with everybody, Kornelia, and see who's out here. Mimi, happy birthday, Vanita. That's so sweet. So you're going to get a million different things now, Vanita. She said she heard yesterday that Facebook and Instagram were having problems. Most definitely.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But I didn't care about Instagram. I only cared that when I kept trying to get to Facebook to produce my video. And, I always go back in and I chat with people. And I couldn't even do that. It just kept kicking me out. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll go do something else. They'll be over their tantrum in a minute. But they never got over it. And then guess what happened? My internet exploded yesterday afternoon. I have no internet.
That was so awesome. Yeah. And you want to tell, I know you're going to tell everybody later again too, but you're not going to have internet tomorrow morning.
Yeah. I will not be on air in the morning unless for some reason my cell phone works on the island, and it almost always does not. And since I don't have internet until sometime between 10 and 12 tomorrow, I won't be on air in the morning. I am so sorry. So I'll maybe prepare something that tells you what the energy will be like for the weekend, and post that up later once I have internet. But I have zero internet. Like, it just died.
Wow.
Just boof. It was gone.
Yeah. This, like I said to you earlier, there's like a major upgrade happening, for your Wi-Fi and your internet, and it's all going to be, the better.
Yeah, it's true. It is a major upgrade, but you know what? It life imitating art, right? Or art or life. Yeah. Mirroring. And so here we are, also undergoing this upgrade as humans, as the sentient beings on this planet. And everything in my outer world is showing me that same thing, having to be upgraded, or, down, being broken in order to be rebuilt or restructured. So it's really kind of fascinating to watch.
Well, and then to be able to go with the flow, because we know that you do your business out of your home, and to be able to go with the flow and know that it's all happening, to make things better. Right.
Yep. Mimi, I love that. She says, Merck and Facebook were duking it out.
That's it.
Yep. Lots of interesting things going on. And, this feeling that I've been having over the last couple of days has been, you're the one that actually gave me the word for it, because I was having trouble trying to put my finger on what it was that I've been feeling. But I've been feeling this energy of limbo. Like, I was certain yesterday that I wasn't with one foot on the earth, or was I one foot up in the spirit clouds, take me, the spirit in the sky kind of thing. I just felt like I was caught between these two worlds. And as such, my feelings, my emotions were numb. Like I wasn't feeling happy and I wasn't feeling upset. I was just feeling like stuck in the middle. And then the next minute things would change and I would be back on the joy bus. And then a few minutes later, my internet explodes and now I'm on the anger bus. And then it was doing this to me all day yesterday. And I'm just wondering, like, how are you experiencing it that way?
Well, part of when you were talking to me on Marco Polo about what you were experiencing, what you're going through, the reason I was able to come up with the word limbo is because on the Ascension, in the Ascension experience right now that we are undergoing, part of what we're in the process of is we haven't physically, we're not manifesting yet. We're manifesting on the etheric plane, so on the energetic plane. And we haven't fully, it's not materializing yet in our physical reality. And we're in the process of that. So we're kind of like in limbo, which is the reason why it's important to stay neutral, right? Stay neutral, because we're in the process of, materializing what it is that we want to manifest, what it is that we want to create based on the energy that we're putting out. So it's really important that we stay connected to our dream and what it is that we want to manifest. And later, what I'd like to do is invite everyone to, make contact with their dream and share some of what your dream is about, what you're creating, what you're manifesting, so that you can share it and bring it back into your conscious awareness. And, oh, this is exactly what I'm going after, right?
Refocusing yourself when you're.
Yeah. And part of like right now, this energy is we're just being invited to take the next step. The next step and not be too attached to any steps, not be too attached to any outcomes, nothing. Just take the next step, and the next step, and know that you're manifesting what
like that,
exactly that quick, and it's going to show up. It's going to show up. So
yeah,
but we're in between that phase right now. We're in between.
It's funny. Colleen says, I feel super limbo and trying to channel Deepak or Eckhart and not react. I told Kornelia earlier today that that's what we needed to be, Oprah or Deepak, because they're always on. It just, that's their calling card, is that they're out there being spiritual teachers, and we're all spiritual teachers in some way, shape, or form to one another. And we've always said it's a good thing we both don't go down at the same time. Like, we have this ability to be sort of supportive for the other one. And it's probably the best thing ever to have someone in your world that can pull you back from the edge, from that limbo, so you don't tilt over into the dark side, if you will.
The rabbit hole.
Yeah. The rabbit hole can get very deep.
It's kind of like a fishing line or a lifeline or something, like pull you back, like, nope, come back over.
Yeah. Come back.
Because you were talking about the Rainbow Bridge. You mentioned the Rainbow Bridge, and you did have to cross the Rainbow Bridge today to get here.
I did, actually. You're right. The Rainbow Bridge.
You did have to cross the Rainbow Bridge to get here. So you did,
I did.
Because here's the thing, we're a lot of people are sitting on the fence, and they're sitting on the fence because they're really not deciding what is it that they really want to manifest, and really, living their dream or believing that it's actually possible because of all the chaos and everything that's going on, and like nothing seems to be moving forward and all that.
And then it all moves forward and you're like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah. So to take your time and be really grateful that you have this space right now to take the nap. To take a nap, and right?
Yeah, I told Kornelia that yesterday I was so tired after all of these things that were going on. I had just done the Bauman movie for Teachable, the upload for the people who are in the membership, to so that you would learn how to get a chart put together. And I had just finished all of that and hit upload when my internet exploded. And I had no clue until I got over here to her house as to whether or not it actually uploaded. So I was just like done, right? I was just done. So I went and I sat down and I thought, I'm just going to close my eyes for a minute. And it was 30 minutes later when I opened my eyes and I was like, wow, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And I just want to say, and I'm sure you all agree, aren't we so proud of Janet for finally putting together that video, yay, 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 on how do we get our own chart. And she showed it to me. She showed it to me, the video she did, and how she put that together. And it's going to be so great for those members that are able to access and learn about how to access their own charts. It's part of learning how, you know, it's the same thing with being able to read your chart, knowing what's going on in your chart, and discovering your own authority.
It was the first step in the whole introduction to astrology basics thing. And I was so proud of myself because I had been in the doldrums earlier in the day, right? That I couldn't get my video downloaded from Facebook, and I was just having all kinds of issues around that kind of technological thing. So I stopped doing that. And I finally, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to move on to the next step. And when I did, it all just came together so good, only to be followed by that huge interruption in the upload of that file. And of course, it didn't upload completely right, but that's, I think it's fixable. The basic file is still there, so I can fix it. So that's what I was talking about in terms of things like our up 1 minute, down the next, up another one, where you're almost just breathless. And when I was thinking about this from an astrological standpoint, we're in Pisces. And we have Neptune in Pisces, Mercury's retrograde in Pisces, and the sun is still in Pisces for the rest of the week and into middle of next week. And Pisces is that the two fish, right? One in the conscious and the other one swimming through the water of the unconsciousness. So in a way, it represents that transit that we take from the light to into the darkness and back into the light meaning consciousness and conscious awareness, and the dark meaning that unconsciousness constantly going round and round.
Yeah, which you're walking around in the circle, the spiral, the going around full circle. And will you, as you're walking around that circle, will you continuously keep choosing love over fear? Will you keep continuously get off the fence and keep choosing your dream? Will you continuously keep choosing the high road? Will you continuously keep making those choices? Right now, as we're in the water, because we, you know, remember when we were talking about we're swimming, but it's kind of like you're asking like a fish to walk. You know, it's kind of like that same thing. And I'm pretty sure that once we get out of Pisces and this whole thing moves forward, it's going to be like, whoa!
Next week we light the fire. Right. Next week, we walk through the spring equinox, the gateway, the portal to the astrological new year, and Aries energy there to greet us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to it. But I'm also really appreciating right now this time because it's offering us really a time to tie up all the loose ends and complete things.
Yeah.
I have so many things I need to complete. It's ridiculous. I do. I feel like, oh my God, I have so much stuff that I need to complete.
And if I keep thinking about all of the things that I need to complete, I'm going to go into overwhelm.
Yeah.
So that's why
it's like next step.
Just one step at a time. And that I've been doing this in the morning with people, telling them it's deliberate. One step, one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's how we can move forward right now. And we might as well work within that energy and not try to fight against it. Fighting against it just makes us angry, upset, sad, whatever.
That's really being able to dive into it and go into it. It's like yesterday, you know, I was in my work mode, and just like you were, sending out different proposals to people. And Facebook, I had to go to Facebook to grab a couple of email addresses, but then they weren't loading, right? And so then, you know, I tried it for like 15, 20 minutes. Okay. And then I didn't want to get stuck on Facebook, you know. So then I finally just said, you know what? This is obviously not to do today. So let's go do something else.
And it's being at peace with that. Right. That's a piece that's sort of a piece, PIECE, that's kind of new for me, because usually it's like I'm going to keep forcing and pushing. I have a defined will center. I can keep pushing and be, you know, determined and endure. even if it is moving in the wrong direction.
But that's your masculine push, push. And then your feminine's going, hey, wait a minute. I want to take a nap.
I want to take a nap.
I totally want to take a nap, right? It's about that balance of the being and the doing.
The being and doing.
Because we are moving into 0 Libra equinox, the 0 degrees equinox coming up.
The Aries Libra
full
axis.
Moon, right?
The axis, yep, that's a full moon day.
It's a 0 degree Libra.
It's 0 degree Libra.
It's all about balance.
So let's see if I can talk about this. This is a polarity, right? Mm-hmm. So you're walking through 0 degrees Aries. That's where we're walking through.
Okay.
But we are pulling, because Aries and Libra form an axis. We're pulling we can pull in the negative aspects or the positive aspects of the opposite point, which is Libra. So we can either go crazy out of our minds with the imbalance, or we can go with the flow and establish a balance or a harmony, at least within ourselves, and just allow things to manifest the way that they're meant to manifest, and to move forward when the right things appear, or when they tell us, the stop sign, then we wait. Right. But it's always our choice. Are we going to go with that flow, or are we going to buck the trends?
Yeah. And it's really interesting because, for entrepreneurs like ourselves, when that's a really key point to really see how you're responding and how you're reacting to things. Because you're if you're doing sales calls, or you're sending out proposals, or you're talking about your bottom line. That's your money. And again, it's like not to be attached to how it shows up, right? Yeah. To just like, hey, okay, well, I obviously I can't send this out right now. I'll do this later. But yeah.
Look what Mimi says here. In a way, I may be the odd woman in, productive, unexpected lead for a possible place to show my stuff in May, and upcoming events falling into place. Maybe chaos works for me in retrograde. It's very possible. And I'm not saying that things aren't working out. It's that it's more of an up and down sort of road to get there, where, in one moment I'm flying, and in the next moment, Icarus got too close to the sun and falls to the earth.
Yeah.
And I have to, redo something or rethink something. That's typical retrograde though. Mm-hmm. Right. So you just have to be at peace with that, because something better comes along, or some piece of information that you need to fulfill what you're trying to do. And so the retrograde breathes into you that space to reevaluate, redo, rework, reformulate.
Yeah. You know what else, Mimi, is you may be so in alignment with this production, this unexpected lead, how that showed up. You may be so in alignment, like it's been a long time coming for you, that there it is. It's like it came in unexpected, which is kind of Uranus and Taurus, right? It's like, okay, here it is, but you're so in alignment with it now, and you're not attached, and it could surprise you, and it's showing up.
I think it's great.
How awesome, right?
Yeah. She's a great artist.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, so we have lots going on.
So what's your dream? Tell me about what your dream is, and start thinking about your guys' dreams. Like, what is it that you dream about? What is the big dream? What is it that you really want to manifest? What is it that you want to live? What's your dream? What is your dream? So part of my dream is I want to inspire millions of people into peace, right?
Yeah.
That's part of my dream, right? And that there's cities of love and cities of light popping up all over the place.
You even drew that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I have it in my.
She has this whole model of the city of love.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and so it really, that's where we're all just doing what it is that we love. We're doing what it is that we love. We're getting paid well doing what it is that we love, and we're living in freedom. And that we're not working hard. We are playing and enjoying ourselves, and then really taking good care of our earth. That really is my global dream, right?
Yeah.
That's the dream for the earth. And building connections and community, and having amazing relationships with people that are on the same page with us, right? That and traveling the world, having a great time, and enjoying ourselves.
That's great. I love that. And I would add to that from my perspective that one of my dreams is that people are living from their authentic selves, that they're not conditioned by what the world tells them they can do or what they can't do, that when they have a dream, that they don't squelch it, that they go for it. They live it. They dream it, they live it, they breathe it, and they make it real. And that everybody being able to do that creates a place where we're all in unity, where we're celebrating one another and our accomplishments, we're supporting one another. That greed falls away.
Financial security. Yeah.
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 Financial security, travel, and a boyfriend.
Absolutely. Those are all perfect matches. Those are all financial security, being a match for your financial security boyfriend, perfect match for you.
Yeah.
And traveling, right?
Traveling. That seems to be a sort of common thread that a lot of people that I've talked to lately have, and that is that they want to travel.
I think it has to, why I think that has to do with
Tell us a wise one.
I think the reason why is it has something to do with Jupiter.
Oh yeah.
And I think that Jupiter, where is it? In Sagittarius?
In Sagittarius,
okay.
The traveler.
Okay. Right? So, and
yeah.
So I think that's the reason why, would you say?
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with that because, Jupiter in Sagittarius, or Sagittarius in and of itself, is very profoundly expansive and adventurous, and is also more than likely going to be the sign that embraces all, right? For their differences, for their likenesses, for, whatever it is that they find, it's like life is an adventure. People are an adventure. Love is an adventure. And a part of the adventure for us as human beings is moving around. I think there's this primal thing in all of us that takes us back to the time of our nomadic existences that we haven't completely let go of. And I think it's inborn within us to embrace growth through experiences of other cultures and other places.
Absolutely. And, the book I'm reading now, I don't know the title of it right now, but, it was back in the day. It was back in the day when Jesus was walking the earth.
Okay.
And sure enough, him and his tribe, they did a lot of traveling.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of traveling. They did,
teachers, travelers,
all the time. So it's part of what we love to do, is to travel.
So Camille says, I want to be helping people be open to Kornelia's dream and Janet's as well, through my source-given gifts being used through hypnotherapy, help others find themselves.
Beautiful. Yay.
That's awesome. Debbie says, sounds like a good plan. I think all of our plans are really good. And there is something to be said right now about the idea of growth and expansion. Like, where have you been too small? I'm going to share my experience this afternoon.
Yep.
Or was it this morning? I guess it was this morning. Holy cow. Where's the day gone? As I was driving to Bellingham to get my hair done today, I was suddenly overcome with this feeling of expansion. It just came on like snapped my fingers. I was in my car and just driving. And the next minute I was like, I'm casting off all of this stuff. I'm just going to live free. I'm going to live large. I'm going to live on my terms. I'm going to live love. And it was so powerful. And it was so unbidden. I didn't know where it came from. And it was freedom. In a moment, in one word, if I had to distill it down, it was freedom. And it hasn't quite left me, right? That feeling of just being free. And whatever that means to us, it might be different for you than it is for me, right? But freedom means that I get to choose, that I'm choosing what I do, what I experience, where I go, who I do that with, when I do it. And the only thing I must do is follow the breadcrumbs.
Yeah. And dance to the beat of your own drum.
Yeah.
I think, like with yesterday where you were at, like in this place of, like kind of being in limbo. And then today you were in this whole place of experiencing this freedom, because that's the freedom that we all want to feel in our physical bodies. We want to feel that we're free and that we can come and go as we please, and that we're not chained by these subconscious beliefs and these programs that we were conditioned by of that represent slavery or codependency, anything but our sovereignty.
And it's so fascinating because I think part of what I was experiencing yesterday too, not that I was experiencing it yesterday, but what I recognized. And some days you recognize things and you're like, oh yeah, that's what that is. I had been feeling like someone had pulled a shade down over my light. And I'm sure it's one of my own making. I'm sure no one came along and, boom, boom, out went Janet's light. It was something. I'm wearing my Saturn earrings because I have a feeling it's me closing in on my Saturn return, my second Saturn return.
Really? Wow.
Which, I'll be 58 in June. So I'm, between 58 and 59, that's where that happens. And so I thought, okay, so what is Saturn drawing the lights down for? What is it causing me to have to focus in on? Because that's the feeling, right? It's not the feeling, it's what's actually happening. Like, what is most important to you? That's what your second Saturn return is about, pruning away everything that doesn't matter. And that leaves you with the ability to focus in wholly on what matters. And what matters to me is being free to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And it's huge. It's a huge feeling to have that. It's like tantalizingly close. It's just right there.
Yeah.
And yet still moving through the steps to get there, right? I still have to take those steps. I still have to do like you guys do. I have to do that one foot in front of the other, taking each step as it appears, but I can see the goal. I can see the end of the goal.
Yeah, I think again, the ego is always wants to know everything,
yeah.
Right?
Like when, how?
Right? Yeah, and like right now, we're in such a place where we are just living based on pure trust.
Yeah,
faith, trust. We're demonstrating our faith and our trust, and being devoted to love, making choices based on love, choosing love over fear. Not falling down the trap, not falling down the rabbit hole, and continuously, like when I'm out on my walks, I'm out there and I'm declaring, I am devoted to love. I am devoted to the light. I am devoted, and I'm going to continue on.
Devoted to helping people, devoted to ascending or evolving, devoted to just loving.
Yeah, compassion and kindness and empathy. I'm devoted. I'm not going to, not choose that. You know what I mean? And so I just keep saying the same thing over and over and over again.
And that's one way to do it, right? To just keep those words rolling through, because those thoughts become reality. Camille is 57. So you must just you were born in 61, I guess then, Camille, because I'll turn 58 the 19th of June. You're in July. You must be a Cancer or maybe a Leo. And yeah, so within the next year, she too will be going through.
I just realized that I was a senior citizen. I just realized that. I didn't know that prior to the realization the other day that I'm a senior citizen. Somebody told me you can get Art magazine now. AARP. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize that. Like I could get a discount somewhere.
Well, my husband's 4 years older than me. So as soon as he turned a senior citizen, then they considered me one, whether I was or wasn't.
Oh.
But notice how, like, when my mom and dad became senior citizens at 55, there were all kinds of discounts and food benefits and shopping benefits. And
are those not happening anymore?
No, now you have to be 62 or something.
Oh,
like
okay.
They keep moving it up because I'm getting closer to being able to enjoy it. They keep moving it up.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that's still left at 55 or over is one day a month at Fred Meyer. You can get a 10% discount.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even realize I fit into that category now.
Like I was getting on the ferry. We were going to go visit Wesley over in Friday Harbor. And the lady said, any senior citizens? And I said, well, we both are. And she goes, well, how old are you? I said 57. And she's like, no, you have to be 62.
Okay. So
wow. I went, since when? Why did my parents get to be 55 and get benefits?
Wow. Well, we are living longer. And this is really great, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, luckily I wasn't.
So maybe, maybe it's going to go up to like senior citizen now. It'll be 75.
Oh God. Well, it's like your, on your birthday, you get the Social Security letter that tells you how much money you can get and how old you have to be in order to draw it. Imagine my surprise when I have to be 68 to get my full benefits.
Wow. Yeah.
Where our parents were like 60, I think it was, maybe 62. I don't know, 68. Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah.
By the time I get to that age, they'll have moved it to 75 or 80.
Yeah, which is great, which is fine because you're working on being so financially free that it's not going to matter.
Oh gosh, Camille, I love it. Devoted to brightening your light, keeping strong in your love, connection with the universe. I don't feel senior. Neither do I. That's the funny thing, is that really when I say 57, I'm like, who's 57?
I know. This is what I'm like, really? Senior? I'm like, you are a senior. What?
What?
Yeah. No.
Like, who said that?
Yeah.
Who started that?
Yeah.
Because I know that when my parents were this age, they certainly weren't doing some of the stuff that I'm doing, And
don't we look good?
Well, that's because Kornelia and I made a pact a few years back that we picked our perfect age. I think you said 35.
Yep.
Or 30 or something.
35.
Yeah. That's where we were going to stay at, the perfect age. So we agreed we were going to stay at 35. I don't remember what I said exactly. Probably the same. And, or maybe I said 40 because by then my kids were grown.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I still had.
And your kids are grown.
Yeah.
Everybody's out of the house.
Everybody's out of the house. Yeah. And now I have grandchildren all over the place and.
Fun.
Yeah. So at any rate, it was just kind of humorous to realize that we're seniors without seniors benefits. And what does that mean? Well, it means we're still playing 35.
Yeah. And I'm just going to, and again, when you're thinking about, 55.
Debbie's still trying to see what she's going to do when she grows up.
There you go. We're just now growing up.
Yeah.
We're just allowing our inner child to come out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 55 is the new 35, that's
it's true. It's really true.
It is. So it's really, it's like, we go 20 years back now. It's just how it is.
So every 5 years that we march forward, we're adding 10 years back. So when we become 60, well, it's not 5 years away for me, but we'll just say, then we're really, 30.
Yeah.
60 is the new 30.
Yeah.
Or third. Yeah.
It's going to be great. So, and then if you're looking at 30 is the new what?
I don't know. I was just thinking that now what's going to be if you're 100, what is that? The new 40?
No, if you're 100, it's the new 70.
I don't know, but I'm looking forward to all of that health can bring us.
Again, when we're not killing ourselves by eating the wrong foods, and when we're not suppressing our emotions in our physical body, and when we keep raising our vibration and raising our consciousness, the body isn't aging the way that it's aged.
Yeah,
right?
When we're living from love.
It's not, disease isn't being stored inside the body.
Rebecca's liking this. She's 35.
Awesome. Yay.
Just 35 must be the new what? 25?
Yeah. Exactly. So it's, and like you said, somebody said, I don't feel 55. I don't feel 55 either.
So what's Laura saying? Was offered a seniors 55 discount at the drugstore, but was insulted that they didn't ask me for proof of age. Oh, that's funny. It's like, when you're 23, 24 and they keep carding you for alcohol or something. And you're like, yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the equinox next week.
Yeah, equinox next Wednesday. Well, you kind of caught me off guard there. I don't know what time.
Yeah, what day is it on?
Wednesday
Thursday?
the 20th.
Oh, Wednesday the 20th. Mm-hmm. So that means that we're going to be doing our show the day after.
Right, the first full day of spring, first full day of the sun being in Aries.
So we have a lot to look forward to. Next week is a huge week.
Next week is a huge week. And it's also one that is going to seem like, we're moving in two different directions, because the energy of Aries, 0 degrees Aries, is Mars energy. It's dynamic. It's forward moving, but it's a full moon. So the full moon completion, holding a bit, looking for the revelation, looking for what the next step is. And so we may, feel like there are some things that are in this completion mode that we can't quite move forward yet because we have to complete over here. But there's also this forward momentum that we're feeling, this push to move. And I think it's going to be kind of an exquisite sort of experience for us next week.
Yeah, it almost sounds like a push-pull.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the
foot
masculine,
on the gas, foot on the brake at the same time.
Yeah, kind of like the masculine, feminine. It's kind of,
I'm not sure how to express it exactly, but I kind of feel like we're, that maybe it's going to be like crunching and pushing us in a specific direction. You know how that
like a laser beam, like a
being guided like that, or what's that saying, being pushed through the eye of a needle?
Yeah,
right, where you're, not all of you can go through this hole, not all of you can go through this portal, and some parts of you need to leave off.
Okay,
right?
yeah,
you let go of
the elephant, leave the elephant behind, right? Because
that excess baggage, the old beliefs, the wounds, all of that, letting that go in favor of what can you take with you? Your light, your love, your experiences.
Yeah. And keep choosing love. And just, that's the other thing about this energy right now is the paradigms are shifting so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's shifting. I'm sure that you can tell too in your life that as soon as you make a new choice, you're right away, you're having a different experience because everything is shifting so quickly. Like, like yesterday when you were talking about you were being in limbo, and then today you were experiencing huge freedom.
Yes.
Right.
It's disconcerting. It's disorienting. But what happens when you're disoriented and upset or discombobulated is you release and you let go. Because you don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You don't know what's coming next. So you just let go. And when you let go, you surrender. And when you're in surrender, you're letting go, you're letting God, and things happen that maybe couldn't happen before. That's my girl, Asa. Spring equinoxes at 2:58 p.m. Pacific time. So it'll be barely a day old when we come on air Thursday.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who knows how we're going to be? Mm-hmm. Who knows what?
Who will we be? What will we look
exactly.
like?
Exactly. Lots lighter. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's getting lighter and lighter every day. It's kind of fun to see that. It's interesting to see and feel that. Right, as we're moving on, we get more light. Yeah. At least here, right in the underside of the world, they're getting more dark.
Yeah.
Right. So there's this balance again between the planet, the light and the dark.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I mean, these are extraordinary times that we're living in, mm-hmm. Isn't it? I mean, wouldn't you say like right now that this is actually the best time because we're the most conscious than we've ever been. And even though the world is chaotic, but if you can look at the best time right now in your own inner peace, where you are in your own life right now, the love that you've cultivated for yourself, the healing that how far you've come, right? Mm-hmm. How far you've come. And really, when we look at it from that standpoint, in this now moment, how awesome it is to be alive and to be here and to be able to see the world unfold in a way that we are actually influencing it in a positive way instead of in a negative way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Asa asked a question. Do you ladies do any rituals for the spring equinox? I don't that I know of. Do you?
My friend Marianne, she's going to have a sound
Oh yeah, she
healing.
does the drumming.
She does a sound healing kind of thing. She does the crystal bowls. And so I'm going to go to that. And usually for that, I take an intention. What's my intention? And I go there, and that's kind of like my ritual, going to that. What is your intention for the spring equinox?
Here's a great intention for the spring equinox, y'all. The sun is conjunct Chiron at that moment, right? Chiron is at 0 degrees of Aries. The sun will be at 0 degrees of Aries, right? The moon will be exactly opposite at 0 degrees of Libra. And it is bringing us into this harmony and balance that you spoke of, but it's also about letting go of that damn wound.
Good.
Right?
Yeah.
The sun is the force of our life. It is our life force. So it is our energy, the light of your love, the light of your ego, the light of all that you are, kind of the one whole that you are, the animated you, right?
Yeah.
And the animated you knows the path it's meant to walk on. And when the sun in this case conjuncts Chiron, then it really shines a light on the wound. Where's the wound been? Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't feel the wound, because the wound has been our friend. It has shown us what we are working on, what we're evolving through individually. But on a mass scale now, walking through a portal, how would it feel to just shed the wound?
So how about that everyone has an intention? Like the thought came to me when you were talking about wound. Right away, I start looking at the core wounding, all the core wounding and their opposites and what they are. And I thought, which one of these is the one that would really, serve the whole? And it is the separation wound, right? Feeling separate from your creator, feeling separate, and that you've never been separate. You're not separate. So the unity consciousness, right?
Yep.
And the other one that comes to mind is the victim energy, so that we embody and intend the sovereign being, that all beings, all sentient beings are sovereign, that we embrace our sovereignty and experience, so that we can experience and be released from the wound of codependency, codependent on anything outside of ourselves, and be fully connected to our sovereignty in that freedom.
So I suspect that the word sovereign means self-reign. Not rain like rain coming from the sky, but reign, R-E-I-G-N, reign, self-reign. Reigning in yourself, being your own queen, your own king, your own mistress or master, however you want to put that, and moving forward into that sovereignty means you got to let go of some stuff, right? You can't take it all with you. It's all with you anyway.
Yeah.
Just don't carry it around as baggage. So the sun at 0 degrees of Aries, Chiron still at 0 degrees of Aries, and then Uranus at 0 degrees of Taurus. So we have, anytime we have 0 degrees showing up, we have new beginnings, right? We have new potential. And we have doorways like mad opening up for us to walk through. And why not do that consciously and just shed the rest?
What comes to mind is that endings and beginnings are in the same sentence. It's the same thing. It's like end and begin. Yeah. Something ends, something is beginning. Rebecca is saying, yes, my inner life hasn't been more blissful and rich ever. Now I just want to find better and more grounded way to express myself in the world. Oh my God, girl. That is like for all. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful, this is how I feel too. Yeah. My inner life hasn't been more blissful and rich. That's how I feel too. And really the way that we want to express ourselves in the world is really the key, isn't it? Our authentic, the way to express ourselves, our authentic creative expression, right?
Yep.
Playing full out.
I'm thinking, I'm pensive because I'm wishing I had brought my human design ephemeris with me, because I'm thinking that the entry into the gate is one of the gates of love that we walk through at the springtime. And I don't know why I can't think of that right now, what gate that is.
It just feels like, like this whole winter that we've been in has just, it feels all like a blur. I don't know about you, but like literally like the last 3 months, from like December, January, February, March, it just feels like all like a blur, like so much has happened.
You know how snakes, they shed their skin?
Yeah.
Right. It's like that feeling of having shed the skin, left that there. And now there's this new being who's also going to shed their skin and leave that. And so that would be a reason why we might be feeling like, that's a blur back there, because we've left it.
Yeah.
It's beyond us, behind us.
Yeah.
Behind us, not beyond us, behind us. So we have, it's 444.
The angels
Those
are here.
angels are speaking. I saw 222 when I got here, and now
444. Yay.
Did I miss 333? I guess I did.
Yeah. And the 4 is all about structure. It's all about structure and feminine and support and all of that, right?
Yeah. Saturn. I see 4. I think Saturn.
Okay. Structure.
Form, foundations.
Yeah. And it's roots. Roots. And the feminine, it's the wealthy roots.
Tell us. Oh, yeah. That's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Wealthy Roots. Kornelia has a membership group as well. And part of that is Wealthy Roots for Women. Talk about that. Because you were going to do that last week and we forgot.
No, we didn't forget because last week we talked about the other membership. So Wealthy Roots for Women is a program where the women that feel called come to the call every 2 weeks. And it is a leadership mastermind call. And we support each other with embodying the wealthy root, which is our true divine nature. And that is the truth of who we are. So during those, bi-weekly, there's a lot of releasing that goes on. It depends on, what's in the group, what's in the, and so generally I tune in ahead of time and then I create a release formula, if you will, and write it all out and then speak to that. And we all collectively release the energy. And then we call in the new energy, whatever the new is, what wants to be said. And then we anchor that in and we ground that in. It's a perfect place to hold each other accountable for what it is that we want to create. And so it's a beautiful place for you to be heard, for you to be witnessed, for you to share what it is that you do, what your business is, because it's also a business leadership mastermind tribe. And we meet every 2 weeks. It's $33 a month. It's $396.
There's our threes.
$396 a year. And it's just a perfect place. Women from around the world are on that call. And it's just, who is it that we all want to be? And that is that wealthy, rooted woman that rises rooted in her beautiful, sovereign
self. In her light, her love, her wholeness.
Yeah.
Her beauty.
The divine feminine rising rooted, and it's a beautiful tribe.
Nice.
So
perfect. How do people find that?
They go to KorneliaStephanie.com and there is a little box on the homepage there and it says Wealthy Roots. And they click on that box and that takes them to a landing page and it talks about all the benefits and all the different things that's there and people can find out about it there.
Yeah, I'm posting that up.
Awesome.
Because Kornelia with a K.
Yeah.
Kornelia with a K. So this afternoon, just before we went live here on the Living Astrology Facebook page, we created an Ascension and Astrology Facebook page. So next week, we will broadcast live from that page. And so, of course, we want you all to go to that page, like it. We'll invite you. So if you start seeing something coming from Ascension and Astrology, it's me and Kornelia. And that is where we'll actually broadcast live from. Only because, it doesn't really matter one way or another, except that we're trying to create Ascension and Astrology as its own entity, separate from Living Astrology and separate from Kornelia Stephanie, but also blended together with both of our energies. So we're bringing it out in a new cohesive way, and I just think it'll be better that way for us all.
Yeah, we were thinking of where do we want it to be live at, and we were going back and forth between YouTube and then Facebook, or we even talked about Instagram. We ended up deciding that we're going to do Facebook Live, since that seems to be the place where everybody goes.
Seems to be the gathering place.
Seems to be the place. So we're going to go ahead and go to Facebook Live, and we'll do it from there. And it's just a wonderful way for us to, and then invite some of your friends to come to it too. You know, people that you think might benefit from the show, which would be great.
Yeah, because we want to hear everybody's point of view. We want to hear, you know, what people are struggling with. What are your challenges, but also what are your wins? You know, what are the good things that are happening? Like, you know, Mimi sharing with us that, you know, for her, everything's just like going. And maybe for other people, it's like me pulling teeth, trying to get things to go the way you want them to go. And, you know, followed by ease and grace on the other side. So we want to know that, because that's what we want to be able to speak to.
The other thing, you know, like as far as like living in freedom and living in your dream, like know what your financial goals are. Know what your financial goals are. Like know what it is that you, I don't know, you know, if you're entrepreneurs here or if there's,
I don't know. I know.
So, I mean, know what your financial goals are. Like how much money do you want to make? Know what that is. Know what those numbers are. That's part of your dream. It's part of your freedom. It's part of being able to manifest that. You want to be really clear, like, this is what I want. And, you know, because everything that we've done in the past, all the things that have not worked out has all been released. It's all the stuff that let it fall to the wayside. This is not something that you want to carry any energy around anymore. Forget about it. You know, all those things that we tried and didn't work, and whatever it may be, you know, those resentments, that judgment, that energy, it doesn't serve us. So being able to release that and let that go, and know that whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you're desiring to have, it has already been given to you, greater than you even know. And to be able to really trust that and know that it will show up as long as you keep being devoted to it, as long as you keep being true to it, and that you are in that vibration to be able to receive it. Like, I think, who is it, Rebecca, that was that is in alignment with what's the opportunities that are coming up for her.
Yeah. And Mimi was saying
Mimi. Oh yeah, Mimi. Mm-hmm.
The other thing that occurs to me is that you don't have to carry your dreams alone either, right? We're a group here. We're a community here of people. And when we take the moment to share what our dreams are, it gives everybody else an opportunity to support you on your path to your dream.
Right.
Right. That, why not share that with people? The people that would support you. Not, you don't necessarily, you know, that you know the naysayers in your lives, right? You know who those people are that are not going to be particularly supportive of you. But share your light and your love and your dream with the people who care, who matter, and who will support you in seeing that dream done. One of my favorite things to do is when people say they want something, is I see that for you.
Absolutely.
Right. I'll sign up for that.
Yeah.
We used to do that. Remember one time we were in the car going somewhere.
Yeah.
And we were doing that. Right. I'll support you in that. I'll do that. I'll see you wrapped in that beauty. I'll see you wrapped in that light, and let other people support you that way. It can't hurt you.
Yeah. And that's exactly part of, you know, that's why I was asking today, what is everybody's dream?
Yes.
So that we can assist you with that light, because part of your dream, this is what we want to realize for the earth. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, we're all vested in you living your dream, because it's going to be, you know, it's going to make the world a better place. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win.
Absolutely. So shout it from the rooftops. Come in here and just tell us all these wonderful things you want, these things that your wins, even your losses are something that you can share with your sisters here, brothers, even sometimes we have men in here. That's okay too. But sharing those things makes them, it eases the way for you to heal if it's something that has made you sad or hurt, but it also opens the pathway for more and more success when it's something that you really want to share that you've won, or, you know, something that extraordinary that happens, because we support one another. We support you guys in that. If you guys are succeeding, we're succeeding, right? That's the thing. I know that there's never a loss for me in supporting someone else, because if there was, then we would all always be going around circling the drain.
Well, and that's part of the old patriarchal masculine energy.
Yes. Yeah.
That was part of that competition that, to try to outdo each other. And that isn't what we're doing here.
Nope.
We're, part of the new earth, which is what it is that we're, dreaming into being.
Uh-huh.
And that is, support, and definitely not competition. It's part of that supportive energy.
Thank you, Rebecca, for going and finding the gene key. I was going to say 25, and then I was like, is that true? And I should know that because it's a part of my incarnation cross. The gate 25 is the gate of universal love in its highest form. It is about the energy, the bigger energies of love, the glue, if you will, that is the force that holds the universe together.
Is that next week? That's the one next week. Yeah, universal love.
It's the turning of the seasons, and I'm not sure if it's the earth there or the sun that's there, but either way you look at it, it's magnificent energy. In the lowest expression of it, it's constriction. It's being too small. Maybe that's what I was feeling today.
Wow.
That gate, instead of being in universal love and the expression of all of that is, it had been constricted. And I forgot the middle one. She's got constriction is the lowest expression. Acceptance, right? Acceptance is the gift in that. If we look at it holographically through the gene keys, you see that its lowest shadow expression is constriction, then acceptance, and then ultimately universal love.
Wow.
Right? That's the portal. That's the high side of the gateway.
I just want to say, love you, Suzanne.
We love you, Suzanne.
That's awesome. And then Laura said, I just wrote down this morning that I want to help people achieve their potential.
Well, we want to help people achieve their potential. We'll sign up for you there, right? We'll
Absolutely.
Sign up for that dream.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful dream, to help people achieve their potential. It's like, so many people that are not living their potential. It's a beautiful dream. It's a beautiful gift. It's a beautiful service that you're offering. Good for you for writing it down.
Good.
Speed dialing the universe.
Woo-hoo.
Yay.
We like this. Speed dialing the universe. So any last thoughts, Kornelia? Because look, it's almost
I know
5 o'clock.
Goes by so quick.
I know.
I'd say, that we're all just staying true and dedicated and devoted to living our dreams, making them a reality, even though we may not be able to see them materialize just yet, but to have the faith and trust and know that it's happening.
Yay. It's happening. Hold on. I'm going to capture. Oh, I guess I can't do that. I'm just going to capture the page. So search for the page on Facebook, Ascension and Astrology, the and sign, and like it, send your friends to it. I'll put tomorrow, after I get the internet back, I will post this video on that page. And then next week we'll broadcast live from that page. And of course, feel free to share it with all your friends. I'll also post it on YouTube. I'm like the queen of posting.
Wow.
I've got this down to a science.
Wow.
How to do all
awesome.
that posting thing.
Let's read this last one here.
Asa, I want to be a reader of universal languages, a sage for intuitive healing for a tribe of humans, facilitating traveling, spiritual retreats, and writing intuitive messages downloaded from the universe. I want to own a beautiful retreat internationally on lots of land, growing my food and taking in lost souls or the newly spiritually awakened and help them transform.
Wow. Definitely want to come to your retreat center.
Right.
It's beautiful.
We'll come and speak to those people.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful
I support
vision.
you in that dream. And
let's energize that and see that manifest. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's it for us today.
Happy spring equinox. Yep. Happy full moon.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Right. And it's
on
all,
Sunday,
all universal love. Here we go. On and up. Here we go.
Yes, we go.
Beautiful.
Yes, we do.
Awesome.
All right, everybody. Have a great evening. I won't be with you tomorrow morning if you're my Living Astrology people, because I don't have the internet to broadcast. I'll try to broadcast something either later or write something up for you. And for Kornelia and I, we'll see you next Thursday on the Ascension and Astrology page.
Ciao.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.